Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you two ways to do an airbrush design nail. So the design I'm going to be doing is going to be a color in the center and then a color around the perimeter of the nail, which usually a lot of people will do using an airbrush, but if you don't have an airbrush or you just want to know different ways to achieve that look, then I'm going to show you two ways. The first way we're going to do this is using a chrome powder. So I just prepped my nails, did some filing, and now I'm applying a base coat. This is actually a set for someone and they requested black and silver. So I'm going to be using black polish on the entire nail for all of the nails. You can use whatever color you want. I did apply 2 layers of that black and I'm going to be using a dark silver chrome powder as well. So for applying the chrome powder, I'm actually going to show you a few different ways. The first way is just applying the chrome powder directly to the nail after you have applied the color. So basically I applied 2 layers of black gel polish and then let it cure. And now I'm just going in with my chrome powder and I'm going to apply that to the perimeter of the nail. So being that we're working on a sticky layer here because we didn't apply any top coat or anything like that, the chrome powder is going to stick really well onto your nail. So just be sure that you are going as far in as you want. I would say start off skinny, and then if you want to make the outer color a little bit more thicker, then take it in a little bit more. Also be cautious because this chrome powder will fly around and it will get to the center of your nail. So just be careful, don't load up your tool with too much chrome powder. After I applied it to the perimeter, I'm taking a fluffy brush and dusting off the excess. I'm also taking an alcohol wipe and wiping down the center. So you can do that if you got too much chrome powder into the center of the nail. Just take an alcohol wipe and carefully wipe it down. So I'm going to do this to all of the nails and I am going to show you a couple of other ways to apply the chrome powder. So after you have applied your chrome powder, you don't have to cure it. It is pretty much set. You can go ahead and apply a top coat or you can add any other design if you want to. I actually am going to add a 3D design to all of the nails, but I'm going to apply the chrome powder to all 10 nails before I do that. So for the first few nails, I was actually using a brush to apply my chrome powder. Here I'm using the applicator that usually comes with chrome powders. I prefer to use the sponge applicators when I'm doing an entire chrome nail because it's just faster to work with them. But you can use whatever brush that you have. Just try to use a brush that is more dense. So don't use like a fluffy brush that might be a little hard to apply the chrome powder evenly, but you can definitely use a sponge applicator or you can use a thicker brush. I was actually using a brush that comes with builder gels usually. I like using those brushes for chrome as they're a little bit more dense and it picks up a good amount of pigment. So you can just use whatever tools that you have. So now I'm going to show you applying the chrome powder another way. Basically, I applied a glossy top coat, I let that cure, and I'm going in with a base coat just around the perimeter of the nail. So this way does involve more steps and it also involves you using more of your product, but it's going to help ensure that the chrome powder doesn't get in the center of the nail. So if you're really funny about that, like you don't want to see any specks of chrome powder in the center of your nail, you just want it around the perimeter, then this is a good way for you to do it. But the chrome powder will stick to the perimeter and you'll still be able to make your design because we added that base coat there and it's basically a sticky layer for your chrome powder to stick to. So dust off the excess. If you do need to wipe the center, the chrome powder will come off easily because you have a top coat on already. and then you can apply a top coat or do anything else you're going to do to the nail. So this next way, we are doing the same thing, except we are applying a matte top coat. So I applied that, let it cure, and now I'm going in with a base coat along the perimeter of the nail. After you apply your base coat, you're going to let that cure, and then you're going to go in with your chrome powder again. This works well if you want that matte and glossy top coat effect. So you can leave the middle as is because that is already a top coat. And after you applied your chrome powder, you can go in with a glossy top coat only on the chrome powder parts, or design your nail as you want to. But basically you can just dust off the excess, wipe it off in the center if you need to, and then just apply your top coat or whatever else design you're going to do. I am going to add my 3D designs, and basically it's just random lines that I'm doing. I'm using builder gel. I poured some builder gel from a bottle onto my palette, and I'm using a nail art brush to apply it to my nail. So I didn't apply any top coat to any of the nails yet. I'm going to add my 3D designs, let it cure, and I am going to go in with a second layer on top of all of the designs I made of that builder gel, just to make it a little bit more thicker and a little bit more 3D. And then I let it cure, and after I'm done with all of the designs, then I'm going to apply a glossy top coat on top of everything. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do a airbrush look to your nails using chrome powder. This is how the nails came out with my 3D design on top. And let me know if you have any questions about this technique in the comments. We're going to move on to the second technique. So we're going to be using eyeshadow to create that effect on this set. I'm applying my base coat and my base color. I'm using this pale yellow color, and then I'm going to be using some orange shades for the airbrushed effect. So you can use any eyeshadow palette you have. It doesn't matter how cheap it is, because I'm going to show you how you can make it more pigmented if yours is not coming out as pigmented as you would like. So after you have applied your color, you're going to let it cure. And then what we're going to do is apply either a base coat, or you can use what I'm using, which is the nail foil glue. So if you've ever used nail foils, you know it comes with a glue in a bottle that you apply to your nail and then cure. So that is what I'm using on these nails. That nail foil glue is really sticky, so your eyeshadow pigment is going to really stick on, and it's also going to be really pigmented. So I'm going in with a lighter orange and like a medium color orange, and I'm using a cheap eyeshadow brush that I don't use for actual makeup. I think it's like an Elf or a Wet n Wild brush. You can get one of these at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going right in with that color, patting it into the nail. Also, you can bring the color out as far as you want. So if you want to go for those like Japanese style blush nails where it has like the pink center, you can just use a smaller brush and keep the color right in the center, or you can just bring it out as much as you want. I wanted just a little bit of that base color showing, not much of it, so I covered almost completely all of the nail. So if you find that your color is not as pigmented, you can apply another layer of your base coat or your nail foil glue. That's what I'm using again. Apply it to your nail and cure it, and then go back in with the color. That's what I'm doing now. I'm using my third color, which is a darker one, and I'm using a smaller brush. This is another cheap brush I got from a cheap nail art brush set off of Amazon, and that is what I'm using to pat in that third color. So I'm using 3 colors for this. You can use as many colors as you want, But once it gets to the pigment that you like, you don't have to cure it. It's pretty much set. Then you can apply your top coat or you can continue designing your nail. After I do this, I am going to go in and finish designing my nail set. But that's pretty much it. That's how you do it. Just to recap, you're going to apply your base coat, base color, cure, apply either a base coat on top of your color or a nail foil glue on top of it, and then go in with your eyeshadow and then design your nail as you want. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm using a black gel polish. I'm adding these designs. I'm not really sure what these designs are called. I just know I really like this style of nails. So I'm adding these throughout all of the nails. I do a full set, by the way. So I'm doing the same thing to all of the nails, just a different design. And I am going to add some charms, some silver charms to it, and some silver beads as well. And just an FYI, I usually use builder gel in a bottle or some type of builder gel to apply all of my charms. I just like to use it best. So here are my nails. I already started with the design, and I'm just taking some of those silver beads, some builder gel in a bottle, like I said, applying it randomly throughout the nail. Any of my little charms and beads, I'm adding randomly throughout the nail as well, letting it cure, and then, just going back in, adding more if I need to add more, or applying a top coat once I'm done. So for those beads that I'm using, they're actually like a white color, and they're also like a clear color. Like these are clear, and after they're cured, I'm going in with a silver metallic gel polish and making them silver. And then after I'm done with everything, I apply top coat to everything. I like to apply a top coat to my charms when it comes to like nails that I'm using silver charms on. I like to apply my top coat to everything completely. And I actually made this nail set for myself, so I applied them, and this is how the full nail set looks. That is all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. I will probably be making more videos with this nail style in the future. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.